this is our interview with Byron McKay, who knows quite a bit about weather, and we're going to ask him some questions about weather in the olden days. Okay, and Byron has a handheld CB, tells us, which he can communicate with other people in different places. Okay, who would like to start off asking a question? Number one.
We went by the, we looked outdoors in the morning and checked to see if it was cloudy or sunny or what, and how the wind was and what the wind speed and everything was. You could tell by the clouds and all this stuff how the wind was and all this stuff.
Okay, so Byron, so by the clouds, so you could tell if it's going to rain, if it's going to be a nice day? Okay, so it's by the clouds.
Yeah, if it's nice and clear skies or partly cloudy and all this kind of stuff.
Good. Okay. Second question. Sandy, what was your question for Byron?
Are there any weather stations in Brazil?
Weather station? No. But I was doing ham radio for the Halifax Amateur Radio Club for 20 years.
Okay, what's that, Byron? What's ham radio?
Amateur radio. Big
Okay.
day. I talk all over the world for oh yeah.
Did
I still
you?
got it, the system.
Even?
Okay. Do you? Okay.
I could talk to Australia and everywhere. Now I can go. Now I go on computer
Okay.
instead of the ham radio.
Okay.
And I do the same thing on your computer on your laptop.
Okay, so you were talking, were you giving out weather reports? What were you doing?
To Halifax, I was.
Oh, yeah? Okay.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
interesting.
So you
Done
can
that.
talk to Canada all the way to the Pacific?
Oh yeah, I could talk Vancouver anywhere.
But not Vancouver, the Pacific.
Like what country, Sandy? What country do you want to know? What country?
Like the 11, 12 countries in the Pacific.
Yeah, he could talk to different countries, yeah.
We
I talked to Bosnia and Serbia. When
Did
I
ya?
went to servicemen when they was in the war.
do?
Okay, did you? When they were in the war? Oh, really? That's,
And when the salt mine went on hold there and they shut down
Yeah,
everything,
yeah.
I was called to stand by 24 hours to see the amateur radio never shut off because they could contact us.
Okay.
We lost communications.
oh, my goodness. That's interesting. So, so you can talk, so who, you were talking to Bosnia and what was the other country you said?
Serbia.
Serbia? Okay, yeah. Yeah, Serbia. Bosnia and Serbia.
Turkey?
Yeah, yeah, it's a country.
Oh, yeah.
The best country to talk to quickest is Ireland.
Is
From
it?
Here. Oh yeah, Ireland is very, just like you're talking you and I on that machine.
Wow, that's interesting. So who, when you actually turn it on, who are you talking to? Like, who's there? Who's listening? Or
That's on 24 hours a day, and there's thousands of people on that.
just truckers or anybody like that?
No, you got to have you have to go to take a license.
Okay.
The federal government. You have to do Morse code.
Oh, my.
And you have to pass the test, and you have to do all this. I done this in 1980.
Okay.
And I passed all this because it's government. But now you don't have to have no more Morse code.
Okay.
Nothing. You just 100 question multiple choice
Okay.
questions. And you can get the ham radio.
Oh, my goodness, it's
So my
interesting.
call sign is Victor Echo 2 November Papa.
Okay, so if you hear that, that means somebody's calling you?
Yeah, and if I call somebody else, like the other night, I called a guy in Cape Breton and
Okay.
a guy in Moncton at the same time, just
Okay.
minutes apart,
Okay.
and I just, his call sign, provinces goes by VE 1s and 2s and 9s, and Quebec is VE 2.
Okay. And so you can just call to talk about anything? You can just...
Yeah, oh yeah.
Okay. That's interesting.
Yeah, real good.
Yeah. Okay, who has a question? Who's the third person? Okay, Riley, what's your question for Byron?
I don't have one.
Yeah, you have it on the cue card, hon, the one we discussed together. What was it? Can you read it?
What are some expressions about the weather when you were younger?
Like, you know the famous expression that we use, pink sky in the morning, sailors take warning? Is there any other expressions you remember?
A rainbow at night is a sailor's delight.
Okay.
A rainbow in the morning, rainbow in the morning, sailors take one.
Okay. What was the expression with,
That's sun.
if you can see bird rock, what was that? If you see bird rock, that
Yeah,
means?
when the land all looms up and everything, you see it, there's a storm coming, like the other day out Kong.
Okay, yeah.
And then after this, all this stuff, yeah.
And we can say Cape Breton too if it's going to be a storm, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so so they say if you see bird rock, you know bird rock, that's the island over there in the water there. They're not, you know, well, it's not really close to Brine Island. So they say if you see that really, really clear one day because it's such a beautiful day, that means a storm is coming. Okay, so any other expressions, Byron, that you remember or what they used to say? You have another question, Sandy?
I was gonna say,
We'll come back to you. Who has the next question? Say, Morgan.
Were weather expressions precise?
Were they precise? Like they said, like if you saw a rainbow in the evening. What did you say it was? Have you said a rainbow?
Rainbow at night, a sailor's delight.
Was that really true? Was
Oh, yeah.
it was?
Yeah,
Okay.
If the storm was over, if that was storm in the day and it come out a big rainbow at night, you could always say yeah.
Oh my goodness.
And then, but if you had a rainbow in the morning,
Sailors say warning. That's the same as pink sky. I think that's pretty true too, isn't it?
you seen the other morning, the sky was right
Oh,
big
yeah.
and all these different colors.
It was beautiful.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, that was beautiful.
That's the only thing we had to go by back then times. We had
Right.
no communication.
Right. When I think somebody might have that question. What's your question, Kelly Robin? What was yours?
How did the fishermen know what kind of weather was coming?
Right. So, like during fishing time, was there anything how the fishermen used to tell if it's going to be a big storm, so they move their traps and stuff?
Oh yeah, you could tell.
You tell?
The clouds and the wind and stuff.
Okay. How could you tell the wind? Did anybody know exactly the wind before you had to? What do you call those things? Wind vanes and stuff. How could you tell? Just
Yeah, we had the compass. We look at it today, the compass and everything.
Okay.
You got to know the compass to know how the wind is.
Exactly right.
Right.
Yeah.
You got to know the compass.
You got to know your weather directions, right?
Yeah.
Because remember the other day I told you how do we know where's north in Grosseal? Where's north in Grosseal?
Roseville North.
Grosseal north. So the opposite is south. And how do we know where east is?
East Cape.
Towards East Cape, and west is going west. In Grosseal, that's easy to tell, right?
If you go somewhere else, like when I go and
Yeah.
I go on in one place in Montreal, and the first thing in the morning I check the sun.
Okay.
Wherever the sun comes up is east,
Okay.
and it sets in the west.
Right. So
And you never get lost.
right.
They say if you're going east,
Right.
check that in the morning, the first thing.
So what happens is the middle of the afternoon and you're trying to find where you are. Because
Sun is in the south at noontime. The sun is direct in the south part of the sky. 12 o'clock noon in the daytime.
it's south?
Yeah.
Okay.
In the as
So-
the summer comes, see, it comes more direct overhead. But in the wintertime, it's over here.
Okay.
In the summertime, it's direct. You can
Okay.
tell that.
Because Gaytown's really good with stuff like that, but I'm in the city, it's like, how do you know where north is?
don't they?
Yes?
How do you use that glow light? I was something about that, like,
In a minute, okay? We're going to finish our questions. Who else had a question? Kaylee Jean, what's your question?
Were you ever caught in a bad storm day?
Yes, we was. I'm not sure of the year, but
1980?
Wendell was fishing with Bob Turnbull and Vernon fished with me, and we was caught on the ledge at what time the wind turned around,
Okay.
and the cove went dry almost. They sucked the water out of the cove. Robbie said the cove went dry on the
Oh, really?
CD on the CD radio.
Was it, and so
And
what,
blowing unreal, I guess it was.
was the boat
Your
rocking?
No, it all terrible. You asked your father about it.
Huh.
The south side was unreal.
Oh, yeah? So, because there's some days fishermen go in really bad storms, right?
Why?
So it was a thunder and lightning storm that morning.
Okay.
Or when we left, and when when it's kind of just getting break of day.
Yeah.
Then the rainbow come up, and then she hit. Half an hour later, she hit with 60, 70 mile an hour that early.
Was you able to get back to shore?
Yeah, we was up here north of the salt mine, but the guys to Bryan Island,
They had to stay to Bryan Island?
yeah,
Okay.
lucky it only lasted 10 minutes though. If it had lasted any more.
Oh, it would have been a bad storm.